Hey, it's me, ProJared, and this is Deathgate, a old mid-90s
You all know why
adventure
we've come here.
that I loved. Hold on.
The patrons have pushed us into a corner. Their magic has grown too powerful to hold in check.
Graphic.
These villains are stealing the worship of our own followers. We must do something before they marshal their forces, before they destroy us and all we stand for. We've come to the vortex to destroy the world.
Sir, how do we get down from here? I don't see a ladder or anything.
Well, I'll talk more about it after all this cutscenes and stuff.
Life will be better after the sundering. Our followers will live on in the new worlds of air, fire, stone, and water.
That's right.
Our enemies
Fortress
will
of
be
the elements.
trapped in the labyrinth to contemplate their dark ways. And we will guide the new order into the future. Help me, my friends. Let us summon the world seal and begin the process of healing.
You said we were just gonna play Cards Against Humanity. So this was based on a novel by Margaret Weis and Tracy Hickman, who were also known for doing a lot of Dragonlance novels, D&D stuff. This was like a separate novel series.
This seal ties together all of Earth's elements. As we sunder it, so do we sunder the world. Thus we begin a new age.
Spooky. I personally have never actually read any of the books. I am familiar with the authors, but I only ever read their no Deathgate! Damn, I should have started right there. I'm gonna way cooler intro. Ah well. But anyway, this is Deathgate. This is one of those point-and-click adventures that as a kid I loved that wasn't King's Quest or Space Quest or Police Quest or one of the Sierra-based ones. I do love King's Quest 6. Like, that's my favorite one. I would love to play it again someday, but I feel like that's one that a lot of people know. I don't know how many people know Deathgate, but Deathgate is awesome. So I figured I'd do a few episodes of this and see how you all enjoy it. So please let me know if this is something you're into in the comments by liking the video, sharing, and all that. What's cool about this one's, as you can tell, there was a fair amount of voice acting and stuff into it. And there's got really cool magic. So this is gonna be a good time. I've never beaten this because as a kid I got to a certain point where the game glitched and the graphics didn't load properly, and it just ended up becoming like white fuzz or noise or something like that, and wouldn't work anymore. So I never beat the game. I remember exactly where that point was. It was like on the a lava coast or something, and a dog was there. I'll remember it. But anyway, look at this. This looks awesome. And you have all your classic point-and-click adventure commands over here, but it's all first person, and you play as a character named Haplo. But we're going to talk to our first boy. This elegant room has the unmistakable touch of Sartan architecture. Tsar sits before you, studying a tome. Talk to Tsar.
Ah, Haplo. Do you feel well enough to talk, my son?
Yes.
I was worried. You took some serious wounds in your dash for the final gate. It was all I could do to repair your heart rune and heal you. The few weeks since you escaped the labyrinth should have been enough time to recover, but we don't want to rush it.
Okay.
I know you have a lot of questions. I'll do my best to answer them, but first I'd like to give you some history.
Okay.
You've spent your life trying to escape the labyrinth and hating the Sartan who consigned our race there. But you don't really know the full story. Even I didn't know everything when I escaped, but I learned quickly.
Okay.
You see this city around us? The Sartan made this. They made it for us, if you can believe it, for when we emerged from the labyrinth. We were supposed to be docile, rehabilitated, brainwashed. Instead, we hate our Sartan jailers more than ever.
I like how blatant this is being, where it's just like, no, you don't understand. We hate the Sartan. Also, did I just hear a Twitch resub emote? I don't know why it went off. I thought that had all that turned off. Sorry. I can fix it. Anyway, more plot.
There are libraries here stocked with books. Since my escape, I've been studying them. They tell me much, but not all. There are mysteries I cannot explain, but I will tell you everything I've learned.
Okay.
2,000 years ago, our patron ancestors warred with the Sartan. We were winning. It was only a matter of time until we defeated the evil sorcerers, took our rightful place as leaders of the world, and freed the other races from their slavery to the Sartan.
Kind of looks like Liam Neeson.
In desperation, a Sartan named Sama hatched a fiendish plan. He intended to sunder the world into 5 realms. 4 of these realms would be homes to the mensch races, elves, humans, and dwarves. The 5th is here, the Labyrinth. It was supposed to serve as a prison for our race.
So we're not human? We look human. Also, you're not gonna like secretly be evil at the end or something, are you? You gonna be cool?
They created a magic artifact called the World Seal. With it, they succeeded in sundering the world. Our ancestors were trapped in the labyrinth, and the rest of the world was broken into the other 4 realms.
5
They
realms,
planned
got
to
it.
lord over the realms and administer the labyrinth as we were rehabilitated. But something happened. They just disappeared, and with them, all of their good intentions.
So we were trapped in the labyrinth while every other race was broken off into a different realm. So a total of 5 realms. 4 normal realms, each one of an element, plus the labyrinth. And then we were supposed to be fixed in the labyrinth, and then the Sartans, which is dangerously close to Satan's, all pissed off, I guess.
Without the guidance of the Sartan, the labyrinth became a slaughterhouse.
Okay.
Its magic made it aware, intelligent, and it wanted our blood.
Whoa, what a cool concept.
Life was a living hell for our people. But instead of breaking us as the Sartan wanted, the labyrinth has made us stronger. Many of us have escaped, despite the labyrinth's best efforts. I go back in every day to aid others in their way.
Tsar smiles.
I only needed to take you a few hundred feet. You even demanded that you cross the final gate on your own, without any help, before you passed out. You should be proud.
I kinda am.
Now, my son, I need you. Since my escape, I have been devising a plan to restore our people to our once glorious position. It is our birthright. To this end, you must carry out a very special mission for me. I need you to go into these realms.
Okay.
You'll not only be gathering information, but searching for the seal itself. With it in hand, I plan to reform the world from the broken pieces that the Sartan left us.
That sounds great. Please don't be evil.
But here I've been dominating the conversation. You must be very confused. I'm sure you have many questions for
I love this
me.
wood grain
I'll
background.
detail my plan later.
Oh, damn, look at all these. Yeah, so these are all like... Damn, that's so much information. You prepared my heart rune? Sorry, I was still kind of hung up on that.
You repaired my heart rune?
Yes. As the labyrinth continued to attack you, the magic rune tattooed over your heart became weaker and weaker. When I discovered you, it was actually broken.
Am I a golem?
As you know, heart runes must be complete to function. They sustain us, protect us. They are like circles. The magic of your being continually flows through it. If it becomes weak, you cannot cast spells. If it ever becomes broken, you fall ill. Luckily, I found you in time. I was able to draw upon my own life force to lend to you. It repaired your heart rune and made you strong enough to overcome the final hurdle of the labyrinth.
Is that our race? Are we all like golems? That's kind of weird. What is your plan?
What is your plan?
The Sartan's plan was unnatural. They killed millions of mensch and consigned our race to a living hell. I intend to undo the
Are we
damage.
mensch?
I want to reform
Like
the
humans.
world.
That sounds
Much like
good.
the sundering, the reformation will require all 5 of the seal pieces. I have the Nexus seal piece, but I need the other 4.
The elements.
The Sartan have hidden them somewhere in their realms.
Okay.
You must be my agent. I need you to go
Man,
into
I,
the
like,
realms
just
and
got out
find
of the
those
labyrinth.
seal
They're gonna make me do
pieces
all this
and bring
stuff.
them back here. When I have them all,
right.
I will reform the world, free our people, and bring the Sartan to justice. Now I know the naming rune for only one of the realms. I will give you a marker with the rune upon it.
Okay.
Use the rune transfer spell to place it upon the steering stone on board your ship. The stone will then be able to transport you to Arianus, the realm of air.
Arianus.
Since I don't know the runes that name the other 3 realms,
Make
I
sure you
can only
subscribe
hope
for more
that you will
top-tier
find them
comedy such as
somewhere
that.
on Arianus. I also wish to know what happened to the Sartan. Their disappearance mystifies me. Finally, I want you to learn any new spells that you come across.
Oh.
It's only through the infusion of new spells that we will be able to build up our arsenal of magic.
That sounds rad.
So, do you understand your mission? Take your ship to Arianus, search for its seal piece and the other realms' naming runes, and gather any information you can about the missing Sartan and new magic spells. When you have finished, come back here, deliver the seal piece to me, and give me your report. Now I shall teach you the 2 spells you will need.
Oh,
Watch
hell
me
yeah,
closely.
brother. Tsar's hand rises. One finger extends and begins to move against an unseen canvas. It leaves behind a glowing line in the air. The design follows the graceful movement of Tsar's hand. Finally, Tsar draws his hand back, but the spell remains, floating in the air.
This is the rune transfer spell. Study it. Remember it. This next construct defines the identify spell. Watch me again.
The first spell fades, and Tsar traces a new design in the air. This one is very simple and quick to complete. You stare at it and commit it to memory. Got it memorized?
That's all, my son. I am entrusting the fate of our race to you.
Okay.
Do not fail me.
He tosses you a stone marker with an intricate symbol upon it, the naming rune of Arianus, you guess, and returns to studying the tome laid on the desk before him. I have learned 2 new spells, and I got the Arianus marker. Look at... Ooh, the Nexus seal piece. The ancient metal seal piece is inscribed with the naming rune of Nexus. Look at the glow lamp. The spherical crystal globe glows with an inner magical light. It's an ancient Sartan artifact. Tsar doesn't seem to mind using it, though. Give me it.
Yes, I forgot that you'll need some light for the ship's interior. I'll still have 1 glow lamp left.
Yoink.
Feel free to take that one.
5 points! And I got a glow lamp. So the compass down here lets you know which directions you can actually go. So I can go to the left or to the northwest, I guess. There's a wait option, which sometimes you just need to, like, time passes. You just need to hang out in certain areas. There's this handy-dandy map letting you know all the different rooms that you can go into. And unlike most point-and-click adventures, there's a super handy undo button. That tends to help a lot. Let's see. Your ship is docked a short walk from both the Nexus City and the gate to the Labyrinth. Yeah, this is the Labyrinth gate. This gate is the final portal of the Labyrinth. Just beyond is the hell you don't know. Sorry. Look at my ship. You carefully place the glow lamp on a mount by the door. With the new light, you look around your ship carefully, identifying the navigational tools provided. In the center, you see the steering stone. It has the power to guide your dragon ship through the Death Gate and into the other realms, as long as that realm is represented by its naming rune on the surface of the stone. To the front of the ship, you see the steering wheel. Once you've traveled to a new realm, this allows you to navigate your vessel to places within it. So, let's use magic on the marker. So this is the magic screen, which is awesome. I don't know why it's suddenly cut off on the side there. I'm sorry. I'll fix it in a second. So these are the ones I know. I know identify and rune transfer. I also just know hot and cold. So that I just have. Let me see. Alright, so rune transfer. Trying to cast that on the marker to transfer it onto the steering stone. Graphics. Sick. Alright, hold on. Let me see if I can fix this real fast. I think it's had a weird load up when I did Oh, no. No, maybe not. It might just be that one screen. Alright, well, that's fucking weird. Alright, so now that I know how to use it, you call on the power of the steering stone to take you through the Death Gate into the Arianus, the world of air. Show me some graphics! Also, this sick music, am I right? Hell yeah. Your ship arrives in the midst of the terrible storm. Quickly, you look around for a place to land to ride out the weather, but all you see is space. There's no ground anywhere. Suddenly, through the lightning, rain, and wind, you make out a floating island as big as a continent. You pilot the ship towards it and land on a bare rock just outside of a cave. Yeah, and now I'm here. This way. You stand on barren rock under a raging storm. A cave opens in a mountain wall and a ramp rises into your ship. Oh yeah, I remember this lady all right. This small cavern contains a control panel, several pieces of furniture, and a female dwarf. The dwarf looks up at you in surprise.
Oh my, you're huge, but you're not glowing. Are you a god?
Of course I'm a god. Where are my offerings?
Well, you're welcome to my bread and marmalade, but Limbeck is going to want some later on, so don't eat it all. You're not glowing even a little bit. Are you sure you're a god?
Why would I be glowing?
A god? Of sorts, perhaps. Why would I be glowing?
All gods glow. At least everyone I've seen glows. How can you be a god if you're not glowing?
You've seen gods around? Let me see. Have you seen gods around?
You've seen gods around? Do they call themselves Sartan by chance?
No. They just call themselves gods. Maybe you're thinking about some other gods.
Alright, I'm not really a god, I'm just a traveler.
Ah, you've caught me. I'm not really a god, I'm just a traveler.
A traveler? Nice to meet you. I'm Jar.
Hi,
You're
Jar.
awfully big not to be a god, but you don't act like one. They're always yelling and commanding and taking things. Gods aren't very nice. Look what they did to my electric zinger panel.
Your electric zinger?
Electric zinger? What's that?
The zingers are set up on the poles outside of the cave. When the lightning hits them, they suck up the electricity. I think the Kixie Winsy likes electricity or something. After the zingers have sucked up all they can hold, I pull these levers. Then the show starts.
Alright. I hate the way you talk.
The Kixie Winsy? What's that?
Why, it's the machine.
Yeah.
How can you not know about the Kixie Winsy? It's everywhere. It digs our homes out from the earth. It makes water for us to drink and does, well, other things too. It's our responsibility to care for it, so it can care for us as well.
So...
This is all very interesting, but can you tell me more about these
yes,
gods?
these gods
Well, they
sound
only showed up
fascinating.
about 100 years ago. They dropped from the air in a flying ship.
Oh, then I too
We
am
were
a god.
curious, of course, and were prepared to greet them as friends. But a glowing figure emerged and declared itself our god. At least one of many. None of us glow, and no one had ever claimed to be a god before, so we believed it. Now they've moved in and taken control. Personally, I liked life without all this divine intervention.
Do you all just always listen to the first thing you hear or see? Let's see. If you're so upset with the gods,
If you're so upset with the gods, why don't you just drive them off?
They're gods. You don't just tell gods to go away if they get inconvenient. I might not like them, but they're ours. If they weren't gods, though, you can bet we'd have gotten rid of them long ago.
I see.
How exactly have these gods taken control?
They moved into the Kixie Winsy control room and kicked everyone else out. They're always doing tests and things to it. I don't like them tinkering with the Kixie Winsy as if they didn't know how to work it. I mean, if you're a god, aren't you supposed to know all that stuff? Anyway, They've also kept us away from the north exit. That's where their ship is. They've always got a guard there to make sure, like they don't trust us.
When it arrived, your glowing figure claimed to be a god, and you bought it?
Why would
Right?
someone lie about that? I wouldn't claim to be a god if I wasn't. Besides, he glowed. The way they explain it, you can't glow if you're not a god.
If the figure didn't glow, would you have believed it?
Probably not. If they looked like you, I would have just thought that they were big, but not gods. A few extra feet of height doesn't make you divine.
This conversation bores me.
Nice place you've got here.
Thank you. I share it with Limbeck. He'll want to meet you. I'm sure he'll be delighted to see a visitor. We've never had one before.
Limbeck. I take it that he's another dwarf?
Of course he's a dwarf. What else would I be sharing my quarters with?
I don't know, Judge.
Is that his shirt hanging on the wall?
Yes, he never picks up after himself. I made that hook specifically so he'd keep his clothes off of the floor, but I still have to do it for him.
Does that mean you're attached?
Well, yes. Someone's got to look after my Limbeck. He'd fall apart without
No,
me.
they're fucking.
You must really like this Limbeck.
I'm glad that I can take care of him. He's such a gump sometimes. He gets so involved in his work that he even forgets to eat.
Yeah.
I have to bring him in his food. That's why I keep the bread and marmalade handy. It's his favorite.
It's a small clue there.
Thanks for talking with me. I'd like to move on, though.
Oh, certainly.
That's how I'm gonna end
Say hello to
conversations from here
Limbeck
on
if you
out.
get a chance. He's
Thanks for
just
talking
in the
with me.
next room.
I'd like to move on now. So there's actually a lot of, like, this is one of those games where you have to mouse over and actually look at things like open cupboard. The doors of the cupboard have rusted shut. You can't force them open. Oh, the white shirt? I'm taking this. Hell yeah, now I got this white shirt. I'm gonna wear it. This shirt was made for someone much smaller than you. Alright, well, I tried. Marmalade? Take it. Hell yeah, and I got some marmalade. And I got some bread. See, things are coming up, Haplo. Oh yeah, and one of the hooks on the wall was actually an elbow pipe. You twist the pipe fitting back and forth until it pops out of the crack in the wall. And now I got this pipe. That's going to be important for later. Zinger control. The panel controls the zingers outside the cave. Gauges indicate how much electricity the zingers have absorbed, and levers initiate the discharging process. Yeah, so back here, these are electric zingers. Lightning rods, basically, but they give them all wacky, silly names. Here's Limbeck. Papers and parchments are piled everywhere. In the middle is an intent but confused-looking dwarf. Upon your arrival, the dwarf looks up from his scribbling and gasps.
My word. What are you?
I'm Haplo. What are you?
I'm Haplo. What are you?
Haplo? Oh, that's your name. Forgive me, I forget my manners sometimes. I am Limbeck Bolt Tightener. Welcome to my home. You're not a god?
Well,
no, you can't be. You're not glowing.
People
I
often
assume
mistake
you're
me
a
for
traveler.
god.
A traveler from where? Where are you going? Do you know the gods? What do you think of the Kixie Winsey?
Limbeck continues to bombard you with a rush of questions without so much as pausing to breathe. I think this conversation was a mistake.
I'm just visiting. I've never been here before. I don't know the gods or anything about the Kixie Winsey.
I'm very sorry. Sometimes my curiosity gets the better of me. I'll try and be patient. Please go ahead, ask me anything.
Guess I'm looking for the seal.
I'm looking for a piece of something. It's metal, hexagonal, and has a symbol on it. It's very old. Do you know where I might find it?
I wish I could help, but I'm afraid I'm not familiar with anything like that. If it is very old, there's only one dwarf that might be able to tell you something. Old Grapple Rock Digger has been here forever.
Grapple Rock Digger. Where can I find him?
Where can I find this rock digger?
Grapple sits in the same place every day, waiting for the Kixie Winsey to be repaired.
Aha.
Each day he sits there, he gets more and more surly. Go north to the intersection and follow the left wall. That will take you to him.
So perhaps if I fix the Kixie Wixie machine.
Enough about...
Certain.
That's what he'll need. What you writing?
What are you writing?
Speeches. I have to
Lame.
convince my fellow dwarves that these gods aren't what they claim.
Ah.
They've oppressed us for too long. We must break the chains and take back our freedom. I'm just not very literate.
What makes you so sure that the gods aren't what they claim? That
What
seems
makes you
important.
so sure that the gods aren't what they claim?
I've seen them without the glow. I discovered that it's artificially produced.
What?
It's not natural, eh? How do they make it?
It's magic.
course.
According to some of the older dwarves, everyone used to be able to use magic. They've cast a spell to make themselves glow.
Let's talk about
So
something
now we know
else.
the gods
Very
are fake.
well.
Let's see.
Let's get...
Certainly.
Back up, back up. That's a mighty big jug of ink you got there.
That's a mighty big jug of ink you've got there.
I found that jug of fast-drying ink quite a while ago. Despite the amount of speeches I write, I've only used a small portion of the ink the jug contains. I believe it will last indefinitely.
What is that you're using for a candlestick holder?
It's all I could find. If I had a better candlestick holder, you can bet that I'd be using it.
He's using a pipe for his candlestick
That's all.
holder right now.
I have to go.
Very well.
See? I need that pipe. Look at the parchments. This room is piled with parchments. Read parchments. You grab a parchment and read through it. It's a technical jumble of unfamiliar words. When it starts to give you a headache, you toss it back in the pile. Yeah, mood. Ink jug. The ink jug is far too heavy to lift. Your estimation of limbic strength increases dramatically. Take this cork, though. And I know to do this. White shirt. Bloop! You shove the shirt into the ink jug where it quickly soaks up quite a bit of black ink. But by the time you've pulled it out, the shirt is completely dry, albeit very black. Boom! Now I got a black shirt. I believe this is important for way later, but I got it into the tunnel. So he said if I follow to the left, I'll find... Yep, this chamber is filled with convoluted pipes. A grumpy old dwarf sits on a stool under a broken section. Hey, an elbow pipe. Yoink. There's just oil, like, dripping onto his stupid head. Hold on. Turn the valve. Ah, it's all over me. Ah, the valve squeals as you turn it, and the sound is soon accompanied by a low grumble. A spurt of black gunk falls from the broken pipe onto the old dwarf's head. He starts yelling, so you quickly return the valve to its original position. Alright, let's do it.
What the heck do you want, you overgrown, dim-witted god wannabe? And speak up!
Are you Grapple Rock Digger?
Are you Grapple Rock Digger?
No, my name's not Groople Potlicker, you rockhead. I'm Grapple Rock Digger. Who's asking?
Get it? His hearing's bad.
That's what I said, Grapple Rock Digger.
This is gonna be a
Can't you
hit.
hear very well?
What did you say? Speak up. I can't hear very well.
I said your name was Grapple Rock Digger.
I know my name is Grapple Rock Digger, dirt rag. I told you that.
Shit, you got me.
Never mind. Let's not worry about names.
Fine. You brought it up.
Why are you sitting beneath that dripping black gunk?
I'm not moving until the Kixie Winsy is fixed, and that's final. If dripping gunk isn't going to make me move, you sure aren't.
Yeah, touche.
Nice stool.
There's no pool around here. What are you, blind?
No, I said stool. What are you, deaf?
Can't understand a word you said. New to the language, are you?
God damn it.
I don't want anything, you squat, ugly old dwarf.
Then why are you wasting my time?
Oh, he
Get
heard
out
that.
of
Oh,
here, you
whoops.
festering pile of refuse.
Alright. So, now we know where more pipes are, because we can see here, with these broken pipes, we'd actually attempt to fix it. Fix pipe. So I can be like, yeah, we just gotta put that bad boy there, and these are the only pipes I got. I'm in need of more pipes. Damn. The window like keeps resizing itself, and I don't know why that is. I'm so sorry. That's very bizarre. I'll try to fix it for the next recording. So what's up in this way? Oh, there's one of the glowing gods. And an elf ship. Ooh, a sleeping dwarf? Wake up.
5 more minutes.
Nah, he's not waking up. It seems that this workstation is intended to monitor the ambient temperature. It includes both a temperature sensor and a feedback gauge and an alarm for emergency situations. So if it gets hot, it would say, wake up. And I do have a hot spell. You begin to walk towards into the shadows of the cave, hoping to sneak by the glowing guard. Before you've taken more than a few steps, the guard cocks an ear in your direction and strides towards you. You quickly backpedal, and eventually the guard stops following you. Okay, so I can also go this way. This is the Kixie Winsy machine. A massive control panel dominates the wall. This must be the brains of the Kixie Winsy. 2 glowing figures stand around the huge control panel. They tinker with it and study results, but don't seem to be getting anywhere. So we gotta fix the Kixie Winsy. Gotta do all that. Also got this lady. And that's it. Yeah, so from here on out, it's just like, oh, levers?
Don't touch those.
Oh.
You have
But why not? So,
Sorry, but I'm using this one. If you want to write your own speech, feel free to use any of the other papers.
I want yours. It's an important one. So there's actually a way to get this parchment, and it's really important. Remember earlier when she said his favorite snack is bread with marmalade? Do you want some bread?
A bit dry this time.
Oh, that used up all the bread. Undo. Get the bread back. Here, have some marmalade.
Not quite enough marmalade on this one.
No, undo. More marmalade? More marmalade? You slap a large dollop of marmalade onto the bread. The marmalade is overflowing. Oh.
Please.
And
Drat.
oops.
Now I'll have to start over.
Without looking up, Limbeck accepts the bread and gobbles it down. The mountain of marmalade drips everywhere, even on the parchment before him. He throws the parchment to the side, selects another from a nearby pile, and again begins to write. Hey, look who got himself a paper. It's a map. It's a geological survey map of the continent of Drevlin. It shows the location of all major mineral deposits. The other side is smeared and sticky, so you try to ignore it. More importantly, though, I got me my map, which allows me to leave here, hop into my ship, use that steering wheel. Wait. Read. No, wait, maybe not. I've gone ahead of myself. Shit, alright, well, I've got a map. Alright, now, I know what I need to do next, but I'll end off this episode here. So this is Deathgate. I hope you, this is just kind of like story time with Jared, as the game kind of tells a story for you. I hope that's something that you find kind of fun. Let me know. Again, if people aren't into this, that's okay. We can move on to something else too, but let me know if this is something you want to see a full playthrough of. It's a fun story. It's fun. So just let me know in the comments. Subscribe, like the video, all that. Give me some feedback. It would mean a lot to me. But as always, thank you guys so very much for watching. See you next time.